Every year, on March 17th, the city of Chicago in the United States does something unusual. They change the color of the river that runs through the city. They use food coloring to turn the water green. They use about 18 kilograms of this vegetable-based dye for the water. They do this every year on March 17th. The city of Chicago in the United States does something unusual. They change the color of the river that runs through the city. They use food coloring to turn the water green. They use about 18 kilograms of this vegetable-based dye for the water. They do this to celebrate an Irish saint, Saint Patrick.
Many St. Patrick's Day celebrations involve a lot of food and drinks. Some of the food and drinks are green too. Another tradition is to wear green. And if you do not, someone may just pinch you. But Chicago is only one place that celebrates St. Patrick. People in cities and countries around the world celebrate him. St. Patrick is the patron saint of Ireland. He is known for his religious work on that island.
In the 17 and 1800s, large groups of Irish immigrants moved to the United States. This spread St. Patrick's Day celebrations to many communities there. But the United States and Ireland are not the only places that celebrate this holiday. People in Canada, Australia, South Africa, Argentina, Japan, and Russia all celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
But the biggest celebrations today are in Ireland. Today, in the city of Dublin, about 1 million people take part in St. Patrick's Festival. This celebration is 5 days long. It includes parades, music, dancing, outdoor plays, fireworks, and more.
Green idioms. 1. To be green with envy. To be very jealous of another person. Jessica was green with envy when she saw the gift that Dave bought her sister. 2. To give someone the green light. To give someone permission to do something. They finally got the green light for their project. 3. To be green around the gills. To look ill and pale. She looked green around the gills shortly after the boat left the dock. 4. Green stamps. Money. How many green stamps did that car cost you? 5. To have a green thumb. To be good at gardening and making plants grow well. Those flowers are beautiful. I didn't know you had a green thumb. 6. Where on God's green earth? Where? It is going to cost $20,000? Where on God's green earth are we going to find that kind of money? 7. As green as grass. Very naive or inexperienced. Can you help Sarah with the printer? She is as green as grass when it comes to working with technology. 8. To go green. To do more to protect nature and the environment. After watching that documentary, Sandra decided to go green and start carpooling to work.
On March 17th, more than 150,000 people marched in the New York St. Patrick's Day Parade, and almost 1 million people, all wearing green, lined the streets to watch. And the lights on the top of the Empire State Building are turned green. Irish cuisine is featured in many restaurants, served with traditional Irish coffee. Something even more dramatic, albeit perhaps less appetizing, happens when traditional American foods are prepared with green food coloring. For example, it is possible to see green bread, pasta, and even green eggs being served to St. Patrick's Day enthusiasts. Millions of real shamrocks are flown from Ireland to be used as decorations and to push quickly into one's buttonhole if one was foolish enough to forget about the special demands for attire on this day. For every child knows that if you're not wearing of the green, on March 17th, you can be pinched by all of those who are. After the shamrock, the leprechaun is the second most popular symbol on St. Patrick's Day. The word leprechaun is a mixture of luch orpan, or small person, and a word meaning shoemaker. The leprechaun is an elf-like creature from Irish folklore. Unlike Santa's smiling, merry, and hard-working little elves, the leprechaun is lazy, cunning, ill-tempered, and greedy. He steals, plays tricks on people, and is responsible for all kinds of domestic mischief. Today, over 40 million Americans claim that they have some Irish blood. The people who have left Ireland have not forgotten their family's struggle or the rich cultural heritage which they brought with them. They pass on the songs, the legends, and the celebration of St. Patrick's Day in the United States is an all-important means of affirming the cultural legacy of the Irish.
Stories surrounding St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland, date way back to about the year 385 AD, when a person named Magnus Succatius Patricus was born in Britain. His father was a Roman-born Christian and a high-ranking local leader. In Patrick's late childhood or early youth, he was captured by Irish pirates and sold as a slave in Northern Ireland, where he spent the next several years working as a shepherd, observing and learning the ways of the heathen Irish, and pondering the question of how to convert these people to Christianity. In his early 20s, he escaped to France, where he entered a Catholic monastery. In 432, he was sent as a bishop back to Ireland to continue the missionary work already begun there. Despite the fact that the Druids or local pagans were still very powerful, Patrick, with the help of 3 other bishops, built more than 50 cathedrals and united the islanders in one faith. Stories surrounding St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland, date way back to about the year 385 AD, when a person named Magnus Sucachus Patricus was born in Britain. His father was a Roman-born Christian and a high-ranking local leader. In Patrick's late childhood or early youth, he was captured by Irish pirates and sold as a slave in Northern Ireland, where he spent the next several years working as a shepherd, observing and learning the ways of the heathen Irish and pondering the question of how to convert these people to Christianity. In his early 20s, he escaped to France, where he entered a Catholic monastery. In 432, he was sent as a bishop back to Ireland to continue the missionary work already begun there. Despite the fact that the Druids or local pagans were still very powerful, Patrick, with the help of 3 other bishops, built more than 50 cathedrals and united the islanders in one faith.
Welcome to New York City.
The Empire State Building is one of New York's tallest skyscrapers at 381 meters. It was completed in 1931. Today, 3.5 million people visit it every year. The views from the top are incredible. Central Park is the biggest park in New York and has 37.5 million visitors every year. People come to relax, cycle, skateboard, rollerblade, or run. There is also a lake, a zoo, and 2 ice skating rinks. Times Square is one of the busiest parts of New York. It is known for its colourful neon lights and advertising, theatres, restaurants, and shops. Many people come here for the New Year celebrations. Hot dogs are a traditional snack in New York. Hot dog vendors sell them on the streets and serve them with mustard or ketchup. The M&M's store on Times Square is enormous. It sells M&M's in different colours and also sells T-shirts, mugs, bags.
Halloween guest character night. Who is this? This is a vampire. Who is this? This is a witch. Who is this? This is a ghost. Who is this? This is a Frankenstein. Who is this? This is a werewolf. Who is this? This is a mummy. Who is this? This is a goblin. Who is this? This is a skeleton. Who is this? This is a monster. Who is this? This is a zombie. Who is this? This is a pirate.
On the 26th of December, St. Stephen's Day in the Christian calendar, people in America go back to work. But in Britain, Canada, Australia and New Zealand, they don't. In these countries, the 26th of December is a public holiday. It is called Boxing Day. This name has two possible origins. Some say it has this name because in the past, English masters gave their servants a box with small presents or money on the 26th of December. Others say it has this name because churches had boxes for the poor. People put money in these boxes, and the churches opened them on the 26th of December and gave the money to the poor.
Lionel Messi is a great footballer. He usually gets up very early at 6:30 a.m. and goes jogging. After that, he eats breakfast and then takes a shower. At 8 a.m., Lionel goes to football training. Lionel always has a lunch break at about 2:30 and then rests for a while. At 4 p.m. he continues training. On the field, Lionel often scores goals. His nickname is the Flea because he is small and fast. People say he has got magic feet. He is the only player to score 5 goals in one match in the Champions League. When Lionel doesn't have training or a match, he likes to relax and play video games. He also works for his charity that helps poor children. His family is very important to him and he likes spending time with them. I am the happiest man alive and I am happy for myself, my family and my country, he says.
Present. Reindeer. Ornament. Sleigh. Stocking.
Christmas tree. Santa Claus.
Candy cane.
Elf.
Mistletoe.
Wreath.
Do you want to be better at your job? How often do you think, I want to be more successful, but I'm not sure how? We talked to some successful people to try and find out about their habits. Here are 8 tips for you to be more like them. 1. Have clear goals. Successful people always know what they want in life, and they work hard to get it. 2. Try new things. Successful people are rarely bored, and they always look for new and exciting experiences. 3. Ask a lot of questions. Successful people always want to know more. In fact, they want to know everything about everything. 4. Listen carefully. Successful people are often good listeners and don't do all the talking in conversations. 5. Plan your time well. Successful people don't usually do lots of things at the same time. They check their emails every 3 or 4 hours. They sometimes check their messages only once a day. 6. Take care of yourself. Successful people usually have busy and stressful lives, so try to sleep well, eat well, and do regular exercise. 7. Take time off. It's important. Successful people hardly ever work at weekends, so make sure you spend time with friends and family too. And finally, 8. If things don't work, just start again. Successful people never stop trying.
When we think of Christmas, we think of the Christmas tree. The tradition of the Christmas tree comes from Germany. Germans had a fir tree in their homes, and they decorated it with biscuits and candles. In Great Britain, the Christmas tree became popular after 1840, when Queen Victoria married Prince Albert, a German. He brought the tradition of the Christmas tree to the royal family. Then many people started to have Christmas trees in their homes. Today, almost every Christian family has a Christmas tree at home or in the garden. Some families put up the tree on Christmas Eve, while many others put it up at the beginning of December. People decorate the tree with colored lights, and at the top of the tree they usually put an angel or a star. They also like to decorate their homes and gardens with other Christmas symbols, such as holly, mistletoe, and paper decorations. Towns and cities too usually decorate the trees in the parks with coloured lights. Every year there is a very big Christmas tree in Trafalgar Square in London. It is a present from the people of Norway. This tradition started in 1947, when the Norwegians wanted to thank the British for their help during World War II. This tree is about 25 meters tall, and it is decorated with white lights. America's most famous Christmas tree is at the Rockefeller Center on Fifth Avenue in New York City. This spectacular Christmas tree has about 5 miles of lights. Every Christmas, millions of people go ice skating near the Rockefeller tree.
They're big and grey. They've got short tails and big ears.
Two.
They're big cats. They've got a lot of big teeth. They're orange and black.
Three.
They're green or brown. They've got 4 short legs and a long body. They've got a big mouth and a lot of big teeth.
Four.
They're big and grey. They've got big mouths and short tails. They haven't got hair.
Five.
They're long and they're a lot of colours. They haven't got arms or legs.
Six.
They've got 4 legs. They're yellow and brown. They haven't got big teeth.
Supervolcano. Under the quiet green forests of Yellowstone National Park in the USA is a sleeping monster. Nobody knows its exact size, but it's about 80 kilometers long and 45 kilometers wide, and it looks like a peaceful valley covered in forests. In fact, it's a huge crater full of magma or molten rock. If it erupted, The explosion would be bigger than 1,000 atomic bombs. Scientists call it a supervolcano. Volcanoes don't often cause damage over a wide area, but the eruption of a supervolcano would be a global disaster. It would destroy everything within 1,000 kilometers. Lava would cover an area as big as Europe. The explosion would be so strong that it would cause earthquakes, tsunamis, and hurricanes. The hot lava would start forest fires all over North America. People in the rest of the world wouldn't escape the destruction. The supervolcano would pollute the atmosphere with billions of tons of ash and dust. The wind would blow this pollution around the world, and we would enter a volcanic winter. When the ordinary volcano Tambora in Indonesia erupted in 1815, it produced the year without a summer of 1816. There was so much dust in the atmosphere that even in Europe, people didn't see the sun for several weeks that year. A supervolcano would be much worse. We wouldn't see the sun for a couple of years. Temperatures would fall by up to 15 degrees Celsius in North America and 3 to 5 degrees Celsius worldwide. Food production would stop because plants wouldn't grow and animals would die. Famine and wars would follow. If the monster under Yellowstone woke up, it would be the end of life as we know it. And it isn't the only one. There are supervolcanoes in California, near Naples in Italy, in Indonesia, and in New Zealand. But could it really happen? Scientists at Yellowstone don't think it will happen soon, but it has erupted before. In fact, it usually erupts every 600,000 years, and the last eruption was 640,000 years ago.
Once upon a time, there were 3 bears who lived together in a house of their own in a wood. One of them was a little small
Earth Day is an international event when people all over the world think about how we can protect our planet. Earth Day takes place on the 22nd of April every year. In 1970, US politician Gaylord Nelson decided that there should be a special day for people to think about how we can work together to take better care of our planet. The first Earth Day took place on the 22nd of April 1970 in the United States. 20 million people and thousands of local schools and communities took part. Because of the success of the first Earth Day, the government of the United States decided to make new laws to protect the environment. Earth Day soon became an annual event and an international celebration. Earth Day is a day for everyone to think about the problems our planet faces, such as climate change, endangered species, deforestation, and pollution. It's a time for us to think about how we can stop these problems and make our world a cleaner, safer place for all the people and animals on Earth. People celebrate Earth Day in many different ways. Some people hold rallies or demonstrations. They make signs with messages about protecting nature, and they march in the streets. Some people plant trees on Earth Day. This is a great activity to do with your family, your friends, or your school. You can buy some young trees and plant them in a park. Trees improve our environment by removing dust, pollutants, and carbon dioxide from the air. Trees also produce oxygen and provide a home for birds, insects, and small animals. Some schools or families go on a trip to explore nature on Earth Day. Getting out in nature is a great way to learn about your planet, your local environment, and the amazing plants and animals that live there. Some towns and cities have a car-free day on Earth Day. No cars are allowed to drive around the streets. People walk, cycle, or use public transport. This is a great way to help the planet, because cars produce a lot of dangerous gases and destroy the ozone layer, which protects our planet from the sun's ultraviolet light. Another great idea is a recycled art competition. Recycled art is becoming more and more popular, and many artists these days use recycled rubbish to make works of art. Some artists use things they find to make interesting sculptures. Others use pieces of plastic, paper, glass, or metal to create beautiful pictures. Earth Day is very important, but we should celebrate and take care of our planet every day. You can help to make every day Earth Day by doing a few simple things. Don't use cars to get around. Walk or cycle to school, to the park, or to the supermarket. Don't drop litter. Litter pollutes our planet and puts animals and birds in danger. Recycle your rubbish. Send your rubbish to be recycled or reuse it yourself.
The Earth is your planet. Take care of it.
It is generally agreed that an American lady named Sonora Louise Smart Dodd first had the idea of a Father's Day celebration. Her mother had died when she was young, so her father had to bring up Sonora and her 5 brothers and sisters on his own. Because he was such a good father, Sonora wanted to find a way to honor him and thank him for what he had done. She found the way in 1909, while listening to a sermon for Mother's Day. She thought there should be a similar celebration to honor people like her own father. She found that local leaders supported her idea, and the very first Father's Day was celebrated in Spokane, Washington, on the 19th of June, 1910. It is said that she chose the date because June was the month in which her father had been born. The idea for celebrating Father's Day did not catch on very quickly. Although President Woodrow Wilson gave his approval by celebrating Father's Day privately with his family in 1916, people seemed to lose interest in the idea. However, President Calvin Coolidge gave his support in 1924, when he recommended that Father's Day should become an official national holiday. Unfortunately, many years passed before anything more was done to make this official. The next important step towards official recognition came just over 40 years later, when President Lyndon Johnson announced in 1966 that Father's Day would be an official national holiday, setting the date as the 3rd Sunday in June. Even so, the holiday was not officially recognized until 1972, when President Richard Nixon signed the law that made Father's Day a permanent holiday to be celebrated every year on the 3rd Sunday in June.
Dia de los Muertos. At the end of October every year, a very special holiday begins. It's Dia de los Muertos, or the Day of the Dead. Dia de los Muertos is an ancient tradition celebrated in Mexico and other places around the world. During this holiday, people take time to remember and celebrate family and friends who have passed away. Although it's called Day of the Dead, our celebrations last several days. With delicious foods, brightly colored decorations, and festive parties, we honor the lives of the people we miss, including those who left us many years ago. But before Dia de los Muertos begins, we must prepare. We bake a tasty sweet roll called Pan de Muertos, or Bread of the Dead. We make atole, or a hot drink of masa, water, cinnamon, sugar, and vanilla. We gather flowers, especially cempasúchil. These are also called Flor de Muertos, or the flower of the dead. In our homes, we set up altars, or altares. We decorate them with offerings, or ofrendas, like candles and flowers. The light of the candles and the smell of the flowers help guide the spirits back to us. On the altar, we also place items that were important to our loved ones. We gather cherished books and musical instruments and special jewelry. We add their favorite foods and drinks. We add pictures. We surround ourselves with skeletons. We make huge skeletons out of paper mache and teeny tiny skeletons out of clay. We even paint them and dress them up. We pose the skeletons doing silly things, like playing the guitar, or dancing, or even taking a bath. Along with the skeletons, we decorate our bakeries, schools, cemeteries, and other places in our communities with beautiful cut paper designs called papel picado, and with skulls or calaveras. Many of these skulls are made out of sugar. They are embellished with colorful icings and designs. Some skulls have the names of our departed on them. Some even have our names. We do all this to celebrate the beauty of life and death rather than mourn it. After a few days, many of us visit the cemetery for the last of the celebrations. We clean the tombstones of our loved ones, we play music, and we tell stories. It is a festive time. When Dia de los Muertos is over, we put away the skeletons and the skulls and the altars. But the special holiday reminds us to enjoy life all year round, and it reminds us to honor our loved ones. This way, they stay in our hearts forever.
All about Halloween. Origin of Halloween. Halloween's history can be traced back to the ancient religious festival known as Samhain. It occurs around the time of year during which the divide between the physical and spirit worlds is presumably thinner, thereby allowing spirits to cross over to the living world. History of black cats. Black cats are also often connected to spooky Halloween stories. This could be because they were initially thought to be originally humans that have been transformed through wicked means. Historically, though, cats are considered scared animals to Celtic priests. Story of jack-o'-lanterns. Like Halloween, the story of the name jack-o'-lanterns is rich and interesting. It is said to be connected to an Irish myth about a stingy man known as Jack, who, as the story goes, was destined to perpetually roam the earth holding a lantern as his source of light. Jack-o'-lantern pumpkins are without a doubt a well-known symbol of Halloween parties. Aside from pumpkins, though, there was another vegetable used by people in the early days in Ireland: turnips. It is said that children used to carve faces on the biggest turnips and light them by putting candles inside. Happy Halloween to you all!
Christmas. December comes, and children begin to get excited because of Christmas. About 2,000 years ago, Jesus was born in the town of Bethlehem. At Christmas, people remember that special time. Today, Christmas is a very important time in the Christian year, but it is also very important to people who do not go to church. It is a time for presents, parties, and time with the family. People start to get ready for Christmas in late October or early November. They decorate their shops with lights, trees, and other decorations. Shops get very busy and stay open later. In the middle of December, most families buy Christmas trees. Put them inside the house and put colourful decorations on them. They also send cards to friends and family. The cards say things like Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, or Season's Greetings. Many children learn about the baby Jesus at school. Sometimes they do a play about the story and sing Christmas songs called carols for their mothers and fathers. A lot of schools have parties for the children, and many adults have parties at work in December. Most people do not have to work on the 25th and the 26th of December, and many have a week's holiday from the 25th of December to the 1st of January. They usually spend this time at home with their family, or perhaps they visit friends or family who live far away. The Christmas holiday begins on the 24th of December, Christmas Eve. People all finish their Christmas shopping. They put special Christmas paper on the presents and leave them under the tree. Children leave a stocking for Santa Claus, called Father Christmas in Britain, when they go to bed. Santa is a big man with white hair and red clothes who brings presents for children during the night. Mothers and fathers tell their children that Santa only comes when they are sleeping. They also tell them that Santa leaves presents for good children, but for bad children, he only leaves a piece of black coal. Some children leave a drink and a mince pie for Santa, and some vegetables for his animals. Many people go to church at midnight on Christmas Eve. They listen to the Christmas story and sing carols. Next morning, it is Christmas Day, the 25th of December. Children usually wake up very early. They look in their stockings to see the presents that Santa put there for them. After breakfast, they open their other presents around the tree. Christmas dinner is in the afternoon and is the biggest meal of the day. Before they start to eat, people pull crackers. The crackers make a loud noise and have a small game and a paper hat inside. Dinner is usually turkey with lots of winter vegetables, and then a Christmas pudding. Often there are hot mince pies too. At 3 o'clock, many people in Britain turn on their televisions because the Queen says, "Happy Christmas" to everyone. The 26th of December is called Boxing Day. It is a holiday for many people, but a lot of shops open on this day. In the 19th century, rich people gave boxes of presents to their workers on Boxing Day. Now, people enjoy eating, drinking, and watching television at home or going out to watch some sport.
On March 17th, more than 150,000 people marched in the New York St. Patrick's Day Parade, and almost 1 million people, all wearing green, lined the streets to watch. And the lights on the top of the Empire State Building are turned green. Irish cuisine is featured in many restaurants, served with traditional Irish coffee. Something even more dramatic, albeit perhaps less appetizing, happens when traditional American foods are prepared with green food coloring. For example, it is possible to see green bread, pasta, and even green eggs being served to St. Patrick's Day enthusiasts. Millions of real shamrocks are flown from Ireland to be used as decorations and to push quickly into one's buttonhole if one was foolish enough to forget about the special demands for attire on this day. For every child knows that if you're not wearing of the green, on March 17th, you can be pinched by all of those who are. After the shamrock, the leprechaun is the second most popular symbol on St. Patrick's Day. The word leprechaun is a mixture of luch orpan, or small person, and a word meaning shoemaker. The leprechaun is an elf-like creature from Irish folklore. Unlike Santa's smiling, merry, and hard-working little elves, the leprechaun is lazy, cunning, ill-tempered, and greedy. He steals, plays tricks on people, and is responsible for all kinds of domestic mischief. Today, over 40 million Americans claim that they have some Irish blood. The people who have left Ireland have not forgotten their family's struggle or the rich cultural heritage which they brought with them. They pass on the songs, the legends, and the celebration of St. Patrick's Day in the United States is an all-important means of affirming the cultural legacy of the Irish.
Переведите эти слова быстрее, чем я. Мех. Фёр. Плавник. Фин. Хвост. Тейл. Перья. Фезес. Крылья. Винс. Грива. Мейн. Когти. Клоз. Лапы. Paws, усы. Whiskers.
Halloween is celebrated on October 31st. Many years ago, there were people who believed that witches, ghosts, goblins, and elves roamed the earth on that night. Some of these people made big bonfires to scare them away. Today, many different things are done on Halloween. It is a time of fun. Pumpkins are carved and candles are placed inside them. When the candles are lit, the pumpkins glow. Sometimes they are called jack-o'-lanterns. Also, on Halloween, costumes and masks are worn that look like witches, goblins, and ghosts. Other kinds of costumes and masks are seen too. People can pretend to be anything they want to be. It's make-believe. Halloween decorations are put on doors and in windows. Scarecrows appear on porches with harvest decorations. Nowadays, Halloween is a time for ringing doorbells and saying, "Trick or treat." Trick-or-treat bags are filled with Halloween goodies. People have fun seeing the different costumes and having spooky visitors come to their homes. Sometimes, Halloween parties are given. There are decorations. It is fun to guess who is who. Scary stories are told. Tasty party snacks are enjoyed. Halloween games are played, too. Bobbing for apples is an old English game. In some places, there are Halloween costume parades and contests. Halloween is for all kinds of make-believe and laughter, and for saying boo.
Pumpkin.
Cornucopia.
Ship.
Corn.
Pumpkin pie.
turkey.
Pilgrim.
Native American. Harvest.
Roast turkey.
Feast.
Getting up. Who's just woken up? Hoppy has just woken up. Where is Hoppy? He is in his room. What toys can you see in his room? A ball. A car. A train. What is Hoppy doing? He is yawning. Hoppy is yawning. What is this called? A clock. Which one is awake? Hoppy. Hoppy is awake. What are these called? Curtains. These are curtains. What is Hoppy doing? He is opening the window. What can you see in the sky? The sun. You can see the sun in the sky.
Elizabeth II. Queen Elizabeth II was born on the 21st of April 1926 in London. Her full name was Elizabeth Alexandra Mary Windsor. She belongs to the Royal House of Windsor and was the daughter of King George VI and Queen Elizabeth. As a young princess, Elizabeth had her lessons at home, along with her sister, Princess Margaret. In 1947, she married Philip Mountbatten, now known as Prince Philip. Queen Elizabeth II became Queen of England on the 6th of February 1952, when King George VI died. Her coronation was on the 2nd of June 1953 in Westminster Abbey. She had 4 children: Prince Charles, Princess Anne, Prince Andrew, and Prince Edward. Queen Elizabeth had corgis, a breed of dog from Wales. Her father began this tradition. In photos, you can often see the Queen with her favourite dogs. Queen Elizabeth II's reign was a long one.
How did April Fool's Day begin? Until the middle of the 16th century, France celebrated the New Year on the 1st of April. Then, in 1564, King Charles IX decided to change this, and the New Year began on the 1st of January. The message about this change travelled through the country very slowly, and some people did not know about the change or did not like it. When these people tried to give New Year presents on the 1st of April, other people laughed at them and called them fools or stupid people. After this, the 1st of April was called All Fool's Day, and later April Fool's Day. In many countries, it became a day to play jokes on people and laugh at them. Some people play little jokes on their friends and family. Perhaps they change the time on the clocks, or put salt in the sugar bowl so someone's tea tastes terrible. Some play jokes on thousands of people on this day. In 1957, the BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation, showed a television programme about Swiss spaghetti trees. At that time, not many people ate spaghetti in Britain. It was a new food, so they did not know much about it. On the programme, women took spaghetti from trees and put it in the sun to dry. When the programme finished, a lot of people telephoned the BBC. They all wanted to buy spaghetti trees for their gardens. In 1998, there was Burger King's new hamburger. Millions of people in the USA usually use their left hand to write with, and the left-handed hamburger was for them. Thousands of people went to Burger King to get a left-handed hamburger, and thousands of others asked for a right-handed hamburger, please, not a left-handed one. Every year there are new jokes on TV, in the newspapers, and on the radio.
The UK's education system is one of the best in the world, but where to go? We have some ideas. London. According to the QS World University Rankings, London is the best overall student city in the world. That's not just because it has 18 universities, of which 2, UCL and Imperial College, are ranked in the top 10 worldwide. It's also because you can't find a more multicultural, vibrant place anywhere in which to study, or a city with a richer cultural life. The downside is that it's expensive, with rent and the cost of going out much higher than many other parts of the country. But for some subjects, studying art or fashion at Central St Martin's or international relations at King's College, there's nowhere better.
Brighton. Brighton has a good university, especially for subjects like art and design, but it's really the town itself that merits it a place here. It's on the south coast and has sunnier weather than most of Britain. The town is also renowned for its laid-back atmosphere, progressive social attitudes, and thriving music scene.
Oxford and Cambridge. No British universities rank as high in international tables as Oxford and Cambridge do, 4th and 2nd respectively in the QS World Rankings. For approximately 700 years until the early 19th century, they were the only universities in England, and they still stand in a class of their own. They offer small group tuition between students and professors, and some of the best facilities in the world. But Oxbridge, as they're collectively known, isn't just about the unrivaled quality of education, Both cities offer ancient, architecturally beautiful settings in which to study, and a very rich cultural and sporting life.
Cardiff. The capital of Wales, Cardiff is a small city with a multicultural history. It's also calculated to be the most affordable of all UK cities. Put those two together, and it's a fun place in which to be a student, with plenty of nightlife and one of the most dynamic students' unions in the country. The beautiful Welsh countryside is easily accessible for those who love the outdoors, and it's great for sport lovers. In terms of academic excellence, it is strongest in computer science, mathematics, and architecture, and has just spent £600 million upgrading its campus to modernize the facilities. Bristol. Bristol was voted Britain's happiest city in 2019 and is considered one of the most fun places you can choose to study, with possibly the best music scene in the UK right now. In recent years, it's become the destination of choice for those escaping the cost and stress of living in London. Bristol is the home of the provocative street artist Banksy and has a strong anti-capitalist trait, resisting the incursion of big retailers and supporting small local shops. Both of its universities score highly for teaching quality and student satisfaction, with very high levels of students finding jobs straight after finishing their degrees.
Independence Day. Today, Americans celebrate the 4th of July in different ways. There is an American flag on public buildings and schools. Many people put a flag outside their windows or in their gardens. In 1776, Washington asked a friend, Betsy Ross, to make the first American flag. He showed Betsy a design of the new flag. There were 13 red and white stripes and a circle of 13 white stars on a blue background. The number 13 was important because there were 13 states in 1776. In June 1777, the new American flag was ready. Now, there are 50 states and 50 white stars on the flag, but there are still only 13 stripes. Americans call their flag the Stars and Stripes. The flag is important to Americans. Every morning, not just on Independence Day, school children salute the flag before they start the day's lessons. Every city and town organizes celebrations, and there are red, white, and blue decorations on the streets. Some traditional events are patriotic speeches, parades, baseball games, competitions, music, dancing, picnics, barbecues, and fireworks. Picnics and barbecues are an American tradition, and at this time of the year, people eat hamburgers, hot dogs, potato salad, chocolate cake, and ice cream. In the East, there are historic parades with people in costumes from the 18th century. In the West, there are spectacular rodeos, events where cowboys ride wild horses and catch young cows with ropes. There are also Native American powwows, meetings of members of different tribes, and traditional dances.
Santa Claus. It is said that Santa Claus lives near the North Pole and flies through the sky on a sleigh pulled by reindeer.
He is a happy old man with a white beard, wearing a red suit. He comes down the chimney with toys for children. Before American and British children go to bed on Christmas Eve, they leave mince pies, biscuits, and something to drink for Father Christmas. They also leave a Christmas stocking, where Father Christmas puts their presents.
Elves. The elves help Father Christmas. They make toys. They make dolls, teddy bears, trains, bicycles, cars, video games, and lots more. In December, they wrap the toys with colourful paper and bows. And on Christmas Eve, 24th of December, Father Christmas takes the presents to boys and girls all over the world.
Reindeer. Father Christmas has 9 reindeer. Their names are Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donder, Blitzen, and Rudolph. They are all very special, but Rudolph is extra special. He has a red nose. His funny red nose helps Father Christmas find all the houses in the dark.
Black Friday? What exactly is Black Friday? What does it mean? Black Friday is related to a holiday that is celebrated in the USA. Black Friday falls on the Friday after Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving itself occurs on the fourth Thursday of November, and Black Friday falls on the day after Thanksgiving. Black Friday is not observed as a public holiday, although certain states in the US do consider the day after Thanksgiving as a day off. The term Black Friday began in Philadelphia and related to the swarms of pedestrians and traffic that would fill the streets right after the day of Thanksgiving. Later, this phrase would relate to profits made by those who ran shops, the time of year when shop owners would be in the black. This means that they make a profit. They are not in the red. They have not made a loss. Nowadays, the term is used to describe the beginning of pre-Christmas trading. The first day of Christmas trading is normally marked with discounts and sales. This event grew in popularity during the 1970s. During these sales, many people will push and fight each other for the discounted items. The Black Friday rush to buy something on offer has slowly spread to other countries too. Australia, Brazil, Canada, India, Mexico all have Black Friday sales. Even here in the UK, we have Black Friday events, the first of which was held in 2003. It normally falls on the same day as the one in the USA. There is even an online version of Black Friday called Cyber Monday. This relates to items purchased through the internet and occurs on the Monday after Thanksgiving. Both Black Friday and Cyber Monday are seen as important days for retailers, as for some, these are their best days of trading during the whole year.
Every year of the Chinese calendar has an animal's name. These animals are the rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, sheep, monkey,
rooster,
dog, and pig. The Chinese believe that a person born in a particular year has some of the characteristics of that animal.
forward to going to school, or do you absolutely dread it? Or perhaps you'd prefer to go to school somewhere else? Schools of every shape and size. There are many types of schools in the world. Some are expensive private boarding schools, like Rugby School in England, where the game of rugby was invented.
There are also specialist schools,
like drama schools, dance schools, or the 40 acrobatic schools in Wuchao, China. It might sound like fun, but as 13-year-old Zhang Li explains,
our training starts at 5:30 a.m. It's very hard, but these skills will help me earn a living when I leave.
There are also a wide range of school subjects at different schools. At Holden High School in the USA, subjects include comic book art, photography, songwriting, and yoga. To and from school. At a school in the Annapurna Mountains in Nepal, classes don't start until 10 a.m. because a lot of students have to walk for about an hour to get there. In Japan, it isn't unusual for students to spend 2 hours or more getting to school on public transport.
It's not so bad,
says 15-year-old Keiko from Tokyo.
I sometimes sleep or study on the train, and it's a great way to catch up with my friends.
Studying hours.
The average high school day in the UK and the US is 6.5 hours. Students in Korea and Greece, however, are not so lucky. After school, they attend extra classes in private schools.
On a typical day,
says Ji Kim from Seoul, South Korea,
I don't get home until midnight, but if I don't study hard, I won't get into a good university.
School rules. All schools have rules, but sometimes they are really strict.
At Eton College, a very famous boys' boarding school in England, the students have a smart but very old-fashioned uniform with a long jacket, dark trousers and smart shirt.
In Japan, everyone has to participate in osoji, or the cleaning of the school before they go home. Whereas at Summerhill School in England, it's the students who make the rules.
In Britain, the fourth Sunday of Lent was called Mothering Sunday. Centuries ago, people visited the Mother Church in their town or village on this day. Later, when young people started to leave home to work and live farther away, they had a day's holiday once a year to visit their mother and the Mother Church. They took presents like flowers or cake home to their mothers. Slowly, Mothering Sunday changed to Mother's Day, a special day for mothers. During the Second World War, many American soldiers in Britain stayed with British families and gave their British mothers presents on Mothering Sunday. But in the USA, Mother's Day is on a different day. An American woman called Anna Jarvis had a special service in her church to remember her mother when she died. She wanted to have a special day for mothers, and many people agreed that it would be a good thing. Anna's mother died on the second Sunday in May, and Anna wanted that day to be Mother's Day. She talked to business people and people in the government about her plan for a special day all over the USA. In 1914, President Woodrow Wilson said that the second Sunday in May would be Mother's Day across the USA. It is also that day in Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Children try to do things to say thank you to their mothers on that day. They give them breakfast in bed, or take them out for a meal, or give them a present.
New Year's Eve. The last day of the year, New Year's Eve, is on the 31st of December. In America and Great Britain, many people go to parties, restaurants, or nightclubs. For some parties, people wear costumes and masks. At midnight, it is traditional to sing the old Scottish song, Auld Lang Syne. This song celebrates friendship. In London, lots of people go to Trafalgar Square and wait for the famous bell, Big Ben, to strike midnight. Some people jump into the fountains. In New York City, lots of people go to Times Square. At midnight, the words Happy New Year appear on an electronic sign. People cheer and there is a lot of noise. In some American cities, office workers throw their old calendars out of the windows on the 31st of December. They are throwing the old year away. By the evening, there is lots of paper in the streets. In Scotland, New Year's Eve is called Hogmanay. It is the most important celebration of the year for Scottish people. In Edinburgh and other cities, people celebrate in the streets, and there are concerts and fireworks. This is the time of year when people make New Year's resolutions. Resolutions are promises to change habits during the new year. Some typical resolutions are, I'm going to clean my room regularly, or I'm going to do more sport. Most people don't keep their resolutions, but some do.
Green idioms. 1. To be green with envy. To be very jealous of another person. Jessica was green with envy when she saw the gift that Dave bought her sister. 2. To give someone the green light. To give someone permission to do something. They finally got the green light for their project. 3. To be green around the gills. To look ill and pale. She looked green around the gills shortly after the boat left the dock. 4. Green stamps. Money. How many green stamps did that car cost you? 5. To have a green thumb. To be good at gardening and making plants grow well. Those flowers are beautiful. I didn't know you had a green thumb. 6. Where on God's green earth? Where? It is going to cost $20,000? Where on God's green earth are we going to find that kind of money? 7. As green as grass. Very naive or inexperienced. Can you help Sarah with the printer? She is as green as grass when it comes to working with technology. 8. To go green. To do more to protect nature and the environment. After watching that documentary, Sandra decided to go green and start carpooling to work.
Bonfire night.
Guard.
Barrel.
Gunpowder. Priest.
Guy Fawkes. King James the First.
Blow up.
Cellar. Light. Guy.
Straw.
Burn. Bonfire.
Firework.
Help the planet. Simple things that can make a difference. Don't leave lights on when you don't need them. Switch off your computer when you aren't using it. You waste electricity this way. Recycle everything from paper to soup tins to reduce waste. Have a shower instead of a bath. Fix dripping taps. Don't leave the tap running when you brush your teeth. This way you save on the amount of water you use. Exhaust fumes pollute the air. Use public transport or your bike as much as you can. Donate old TVs or fridges to a charity. Don't throw them away. Read the newspapers online to protect trees from being cut down. Don't throw away food. Use what you didn't eat to make soup or sandwiches. Endangered animals can soon disappear. Join a conservation group to help stop them from becoming extinct.
There are no more leaves on the tree. It's winter. In the winter, it's cold. Sometimes the water in the pond turns to ice. You can walk on the ice. You can go ice skating with your friends. Better put on a warm jacket. Put on a warm hat, too. And a scarf. It's cold outside. Don't forget your mittens. Sometimes in the winter, it snows. Look! It's snowing now. Softly, without a sound, tiny snowflakes fall to the ground and cover everything with white snow. When there's snow on the ground, you can make a snowman. You can pull your sled up a hill and ride it down. Leaves.
The leaves are beautiful. I see red maple leaves. I see yellow maple leaves. I see orange maple leaves.
Collect leaves. We collect different types of leaves and make a display of them. Fall off.
The leaves fall off the trees.
To rake the leaves.
My parents rake the leaves up and put them in a big pile.
Jump in the leaves.
I like to jump in the big piles of leaves.
Jacket.
Sweater. We begin to wear jackets or sweaters. go back to school. We go back to school in the autumn.
Cold. Wind.
It is starting to get cold. The wind is strong.
Notting Hill Carnival. The Notting Hill Carnival is the biggest street festival in Europe. It takes place in Notting Hill Gate, an area of West London, on the last Sunday and Monday of August. The last Monday of August is always a public holiday, so most people are free to come. How did the carnival start? After World War II and during the 1950s, people from the Caribbean, many of them from the islands of Trinidad and Tobago, came to Great Britain to work. They did not forget their traditions. Carnival was an important Caribbean tradition. The first Caribbean carnival took place in 1833 in Trinidad to celebrate the end of slavery. In 1958, there was violence between white people and black people in the Notting Hill area. The next year, there was a decision to have a carnival to help black and white people in London to come together. It took place in different parts of West London, and in 1964, it took place in Notting Hill Gate. There weren't many people in costume, but they danced in the streets and played steel drums. It was a great success. After 1964, it always took place in Notting Hill Gate. The Carnival today. Today, the Notting Hill Carnival is an enormous multicultural festival. More than 1 million people go every year. Sunday is a family day, the best day for children to go. During the year, the participants prepare for the carnival. They make their costumes, practice playing their steel drums, and prepare their floats. On the days of the carnival, Notting Hill Gate is full of people, colour, excitement, music, and noise. People with wonderful costumes dance in the streets. Steel bands play calypso, the traditional music of the Caribbean. There is a parade with colourful floats, and there is a prize for the best float. The parade travels about 4.5 miles through the streets of West London. And if you are hungry after all that